Transcendence is here. This is quite a ride. Very different than the old tower that we're used to. It's a lot more restrictive. I mean, it is Lufenia, so of course that's going to be the case. But just the way it's set up, you could potentially back yourself in a corner if you pick... Okay, for those who don't know how it works, there's a left... I'm sure most of you do, but I'll explain it anyway. There's a left gate and a right gate. And you can bring 3 characters to one, 3 characters to another. They have to all be different. And then, once you unlock those, you can go to the middle gate. Now, the team that you bring to the middle gate has to be made up. I cannot speak. Wow. Has to be made up of characters from the 2 teams that you just used. So you can't just go digging into the roster. So you could potentially back yourself into a corner if you bring characters that are good for the other stages and not so much for the last one. Now, if there's, you know, if you're pulling, you should be fine, because these are going to come out with banners, and obviously, you know, like any character event or lost chapter or whatever, if you pull, then you're going to get a character who's going to be good for all of them. So, and that's Gabranth for this. Gabranth works for all of these stages. I mean, I wouldn't recommend putting him on the right side. He's probably better over here, because these things like to gain a ton of brave. And Gabranth has so many ways to insta-break, it's pretty nice. On his skill 2, his EX, and his LD, you can insta-break. And his LD is nice. It hits hard, batteries the team, I love it. This one was made for Paladin Cecil too, because there's also crystal color requirements. Forgot to mention that, unlike the Entropy Tower. So it is a lot more restrictive. On this one, they make you bring a white crystal if you want to get the complete. And the orb is contingent on dealing holy damage. So they're just screaming, bring Paladin Cecil. Like, if you have them, just use them here. And I've seen a couple people asking, well, since Paladin Cecil is so good, should I save him for later Transcendence? No. N-O, absolutely not. No, don't do it. That makes no sense. Because I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure we've all heard about it. The Holy Absorb that's going to be coming up or whatever. I don't know if that's in Transcendence. It might be. Someone who does know, please let me know. Say it in the comments so I know, so other people know. But regardless, this was made for Paladin Cecil and Gabranth. This whole thing. So if you have them, don't hesitate to use them here. They're going to be best served here than they would be anywhere else. So that's just my advice. You can do whatever you want. That's just my advice. Maybe Paladin's Burst would have been a better choice, but whatever. This one wasn't so bad. The other one, the right gate was a stomp, and you'll see that. Because yes, I'm doing videos for all 3. Why not? These things do like to dispel you too, which is no fun. You know what I just realized what I forgot to do? I was going to give Gabranth Orange Sphere, because it seems kind of perfect. Because I saw Kev had it on there, and I was like, oh, that's actually really smart. Because I've had Orange Sphere just kind of laying around, being like, damn, it's a pretty good sphere. But I had no idea who to give it to. I almost gave it to Cloud, and then I remembered, oh yeah, the only melee attack he does is Cross Slash, everything else is ranged. And there's hitting ones. Yes, this side, like I said, was made for Gabranth. You hit ones unless you break them. I'm getting real sick of all this hitting ones business. I really am. It's such a slap in the face. Like, we spend all our resources pulling for these characters. We spend all this time grinding out perfect artifacts, picking out spheres, leveling up the weapons, buying the high armor, all this stuff, and then the game just goes, no, you hit ones anyways. I get it. They need the challenge. So I get that. I don't mean to complain. I'm just saying, in the thick of the moment, it's like, come on. By ones again. I probably used my burst like way too early, to be honest. way too early. But we still have a ton of skills in there. Oh, now I'm gonna use my summon? Oh my god. My tendency to rush down is just too strong. Probably wasn't the best choice to do here, but I couldn't pass up all this damage. I mean, I did kind of just put myself in a position where we had to like kind of tango with what they wanted to do to us for a while. It wasn't so bad though. I mean, this team is kind of perfect for everything they have to throw at us. We have multiple ways to insta-break, and Paladin Cecil. Bunch of auras too. Like this team is aura stacking something nice. I really like it. Might as well just use it, it's free. Weird timing though, because the EX was up, but that's okay. Do it next time. I love that Gabranth's LD. It's so good. It can either insta-break or break a broken target. Excuse me, not a target. All of the targets at once. Very cool. His skill 2 that does one target at a time. He got a rework too. They didn't give him much, but I still like it. They reworked his skill 1 where it actually has some battery on it, because I feel like that's one thing that Gabranth really needed. What with because he does have pretty good support capabilities as far as like, you know, I mean, he's mainly a debuffer, but he does have HP damage up and all that stuff. So having some battery on top of that is pretty helpful. It's not a lot, but I feel like it's just enough if you aura stack. I'm a fan of it. I like it. Oh, we gotta... Oh, we're gonna have to use that C65 next time, Paladin. Because we are no longer enchanted. Look at that, though. Yeah, okay, that's the Gabranth C65 at work. You stack that with the max HP you're getting from Paladin Cecil. They work wonders together. It's no wonder they featured them both for this. And your enemies are nice and debuffed. They can't really hit you that hard anyway. I like it. Is it just me, or are they missing a lot? Seems like they're missing quite a bit. Yup. There's all that brave they want to build up. So that puts him behind. Ramza can just get rid of this. Doesn't matter if we're hitting once if we have battery. Yeah, these things definitely were not as much of a pain back in the Zaklos chapter, obviously, because that was an EX difficulty stage. We've really come a long way with the stuff that we're fighting and the stuff that they're throwing at us. It's pretty crazy. And we're not even at Doomsday Lufenia Plus yet. Okay, I probably shouldn't get started on that whole topic. I mean, my opinion on it would only be worth so much because I've never done any of those stages. But okay, I already started it, so I'll say a couple things. Say one thing at least. I can't be the only one who's noticed that there seems to be a bit of a trend whenever we get a new difficulty spike. There's a lot of like Doomsday talk about it. It didn't happen as much with Cosmos, but it was still there. Chaos, it was pretty prevalent. Lufenia, it was very prevalent to the point where the community was just completely divided. it was kind of stupid, to be honest. And now I feel like it's gonna happen all over again. It's gonna happen. It's already kind of happening because of Lufenia Plus. And that's not me saying that. That's not me saying that Square has done everything right, because I don't think that they have. I think that there's some of those bosses, just from what I'm hearing, that seem to have, at best, questionable designs. Like anything that locks out your roster so much to the point where there's one character you kind of have to bring is no good. But then again, we heard that a lot about the Lufenia era, about how you need X character, you need X role for this fight. If you don't pull for X character, you're not going to make it through. And I'm trying to think of an instance where that has been predicted and it ended up being true, and I can't think of one. Like a single one. That take has always aged poorly. So I don't know if it's... I feel like it's going to be the same thing for this. But again, this is all just, you know, thoughts off the top of my head. There's a chance that we'll get Lufenia Plus and I'll be like, yo, they were right. This was terrible. But not the best track record for this kind of talk is what I'm saying in the past. So... in fact, hell, I can admit when I'm wrong. Like, I thought that, yeah, okay, we'll just go with the first Transcendence. I kind of thought in the back of my mind, like, yeah, okay, it's supposed to be difficult, but how bad can it be, really? And it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. This part and the other one isn't so bad, the left and the right, but the center one can be horrible. Those flame masks are, I mean, it's not, you know, it's not impossible, obviously, people are beating it and stuff, but the mechanics of the flame masks are so damn annoying. They really are. But, you know, it's doable. But that was another one. Okay, to be fair, I don't know if anyone said you absolutely needed Paladin Cecil. From what I heard, people were just saying that he makes it a lot easier. And after doing the fight, because I did that already, I did all of them. I'm just gonna talking about them afterwards. Yeah, after doing that fight, I could definitely see why people were saying that. I did see one guy on the Japanese server. He beat the center gate. I forget what it's called, forgive me, but the center gate, whatever the name is, the one with the effects and the flame masks. Some guy beat it with Ramza with the burst, Arciella, and Jack. So he's good on instant breaks and stuff, and he's good on debuffs for the first wave, but there's no... Okay, I can't say there's no launches on that team. There's not a whole lot of launches on that team. It's like there's just enough. Unless you bring like calls and stuff. I don't remember what calls he brought, but... yeah, I mean, he got it done. The turn count was pretty high, but he got it done. Hell, my first turn count on that stage was really high because I was just doing the fight wrong. So yeah, I'll just say this. When we get there, and I'll say this when that video comes out, that wasn't my first run of it. Like, because I got through it and I beat it, and I was like, you know what? This can be a lot better, and I feel like if I'm going to showcase this stage, I want something that's a little more solid, something I'm happier with. And I ended up pulling that off after the fact. So... what's done is done. And this is done too. Okay. So there's the left gate. Finished. Good job, team. Okay, after this, yeah, I was a little worried about that HP there, but then, oh, there's no HP requirement. Okay, we're all good. So next up is the turtles. Thanks for watching.